Welcome to GloNaturally. So, you're probably like me, and you've got leather, and you've always envied the people that you see that take care of their leather in such a fashion that it's soft, it's supple, and they say they've had it for 20 and 30 years. Whether that leather is a purse, boots, bridles, halters, shoes, hats, jackets, leather needs to be protected in order to preserve it. And so if you're like me, we don't do that day-to-day or weekly management. My daughter is in the United States Pony Club, and I've been through the lessons on how to properly care for tack and how to properly care for your leather. And frankly, I don't do it. Why do I not do it? Because I'm in a time crunch all of the time. So I was fortunate enough to meet Scott Curtis, the founder of Hurt No More, a pain product. Scott has a passion for leather. He grew up working with leather and is obsessed with leather, and he loves to preserve it and care for it. He's also a chemist. So he dove in to create a formulation that's a combination of mink oil, lanolin, and beeswax. And he's got this perfect combination so that the mink oil and the lanolin get in and they absorb into the leather, and they soften and supple, and the combination with the beeswax creates a protective barrier, a protective layer for the leather. So, I have horses. I just got a new pair of boots. Can't afford to get boots very often, but I get these boots and I'm like, I've been riding in them and I'm like, I need to protect them. I need to take the time to put the leather duck. So he named it leather duck because it's basically like water on a duck's back. So you put the leather duck onto your leather and water just rolls right off like water on a duck's back. So it's very simple. You get a tube of the leather duck. You've got the leather products that you want to treat. I usually protect my surface with a towel, even though I'm out here in the barn and on a picnic table. You just throw down a towel that you don't care for. You take your leather product, and I have a damp cloth, just something to make sure that there's no dirt or grime. If you've got a product or a leather, a saddle, bridle, something that's got a lot of dirt and grime on it, you're going to want to clean it. Maybe some saddle soap and then let it fully dry to get all of the dirt off of the leather. These are very new. I've only worn them once or twice. So a nice quick wipe down with a damp cloth, and it's a tall boot, so it's going to take a significant amount of the leather duck. So damp cloth onto the leather product. I've got my leather duck. All you need also is a paintbrush. This is a paintbrush I've used many times with the leather duck. The leather duck is so soft and supple that the paintbrush really requires no cleaning or maintenance. It just kind of stays nice and soft with a leather duck on it. And then you'll also need to get a hair dryer, or I happen to have an industrial heat gun. And so all we're going to do is just liberally apply the leather duck onto the leather, gently heat up the leather so it opens up and sucks in the leather duck. And then you take a nice dry cloth and wipe off and polish any excess. And you may want to do this 2 or 3 times until you can tell the leather duck is no longer saturating into the leather. So here's a sample. We're not going to do the whole boot today on the video. Leather duck in the tube, leather duck onto the paintbrush, and you're going to want to make sure you get a heavy concentration in the seams of the boots. So you're just going to brush the leather duck on. And I go section by section, so I would do the whole toe in the seam area, and then apply the heat gun. Make sure to dampen it heavy on the seams. It's on. You're going to take your blow dryer or your heat gun, and you're going to notice, if you zoom in, you're going to notice as I apply the heat, it's going to almost get like it's a wet look, where it's kind of moistening or liquefying the oils, and then it gets a little white and it sucks into the leather. So you get a wet look, and then a dry look, and it soaks in. I'm going to do this one toe area one more time. That's one coat of the leather duck. I'm going to apply a second coat. And the beautiful thing is too, if you've got new boots, it softens them so they just fit like a glove after you've applied the leather duck. They're just nice, soft, supple, no rubbing onto the toes, no worrying, especially those of us that live out in the country and we actually use these boots. I always laugh when I go to the country and western places to do line dancing, and I look at other people's boots and they're all shiny and beautiful, and I wonder how many other people have actually walked in horse manure and cow manure out on a farm in their boots. My boots are multi-purpose. These boots can go from riding the horse, mucking out the stalls, to a line dance floor. Just going to make sure you don't apply too much constant heat to a certain area. So keep the blow dryer or the heat gun moving along the leather. Again, concentrate on the seams to make sure you get a nice absorption in the seams. You can see how it went from glossy to matte, and that means it looks like I've got a great absorption of the leather duck into the boot. Okay, so we've applied the leather duck to the boot on the right. My right foot boot has 2 coats of leather duck on it. The boot on the left, my left boot, has no leather duck on it. I just gently wiped off the dust and debris from it, and I'm out in the barn, so I just grabbed a hose, because you'll be out here working with horses or you get caught in a rainstorm, and when water hits the leather duck, look at that, it just washes away. And when water is hitting the actual boot, it's soaking in, it's not running off as fast. So the leather duck is going to do a better job beating and running the leather away from the leather boot, while an unprotected boot, it's actually going to get wet into the leather, dry it out, take away the soft suppleness and the oils of the leather. You can apply leather duck 2 to 3 times to the surface of the leather, and it's going to last a very, very long time. Or you can apply it quarterly or twice a year or once a year just to give it a protection and allow your leather and your investment to last a lifetime. Enjoy.